And what is up, all you YouTube viewers and fans? It is your boy Brandon Murphy here from on YouTube, but I am also, you folks may know me from my Twitch channel under Brandon the Yellow Koopa. Remember them both, folks, so you have to at some point, some which, some way, somewhat, some when, and of course, for somehow. And this, today, folks, I want to share with you folks some reviews. Well, actually, I want to share with you folks two reviews that I have seen from SMG3 Snitch Productions, and as well as today's video, SMG4's newest video called Mario's Bike something, that I, folks, have zero amount of idea what it's about, but my guess is something to do with bikes. Mario's Bike Trip, that's what it was called, from SMG4. But anyways, so let's jump to it. So where to begin, folks? Well, as usual and always, we have, of course, SMG3's video introduction where he's like, "Hello, you mothers," and then we get a little, and of course, everybody knows this meme where we're all like on Instagram, maybe even TikTok and whatnot, where they go, "Surprise, mother," and so on and so forth in SMG3 or Snitch Productions video. But what drove me, folks, completely mad that I didn't even finish the whole video, SMG3 plays one of those creepypasta video games that excuse me, and sorry, folks, but the thing is, as I was saying, it takes us, folks, toward, it takes us, folks, to, I don't know, let's say, like SMG3 and Snitch Productions thinks of this here game called Bad Parenting, which I think, to me, is a creepypasta simulator, but to me, it's more like what Markiplier played, that kind of looks like an SMG4 Okay, let me stop myself for a sec, start over, and refresh. So, what I'm basically doing the best I can to explain is, from what Markiplier's perspective and from what he played, folks, it looked like he was playing some Nintendo 64 games, and that's what SMG3 and Markiplier or Snitch Productions thinks of this Bad Parenting game. It's just like a Nintendo 64 game combining with all kinds of characters from your, let's say, Golden Sun, maybe even Animal Crossing, even though it hasn't been released on the GameCube, but it has over the past few years, and many other characters that is in this creepypasta horrifying game that I do not, folks, want to even touch, because I've already got myself, folks, booked with many games to scare, frighten myself, or even gets me, folks, jumping out of my chair right now, or maybe it will just piss me the fuck off. Like most games that I've streamed on Twitch, as you folks have seen me do Demonologist and Goosebumps, maybe even Hello Neighbor, but all of those games are still pretty good in my book, and that's why I stream them, because they're fun. So I think what the moral lesson of that video that SMG3, aka Snitch Productions, made is don't play games that are from from Nintendo 64. For instance, if you folks really want something scary or horrifying in your life, and I'm not being sponsored or supported by them, but you folks really want to dive yourselves into something scary and horrifying, then please, folks, please, I beg of you, pick up something, let's see, what do we got? Because I know there's something scary and horrifying in my game list here that I don't hardly touch. Let's see. Gotta find something that no one has. Well, pretty much nobody has streamed but me. Has streamed. Okay. Here's something I haven't touched nor played, and I'm pretty sure no one has streamed this. But today's gaming sponsor that I want to talk about next and review is Pixel Gladiator. Now, you folks are probably wondering, what the hell is... No, let me actually rephrase that, but with Francis's voice line. What the hell is this? Bill. What the hell is this, Bill? Bill, keep your beard on. And so on and so forth. But, no. Okay, so jumping to Pixel Gladiator. It's basically kind of similar to Metroid, except you got these scary yet horrifying creatures that pops out, kind of similar and kind of like Metroid, but not like Metroid, where they tend to kill you. Just like in Metroid, these aliens, these creatures, they tend to kill Samus. And that's what Pixel Gladiator is about. So if you folks like games like Pixel Gladiator or another scary, horrifying game I have not touched, folks, nor played yet, and that is We Know the Devil, pick those up too, because We Know the Devil and Pixel Gladiator are both fun games to play. And speaking of which, and the devil's eyeball socket, I'm gonna look into these games for you folks, just to get a clear glimpse of what they look like. So according to the footages, yeah, it's basically you just killing tons of creatures, tons of aliens, and you can even do some massive upgrades in this Pixel Gladiator game. Okay, now moving on to We Know the Devil. We Know the Devil is just a basic visual novel, and as it says here, it's got some horror, it's got some psychological horror, but loads of other tags that's been placed, where you have two female protagonists. And it says here about the game, anyone can kill the devil, that's why they always make teens the vampire slayers, the magical girls, but some kids can't even get the right idea. And that's why Mean Girls Neptune, Tomboy Jupiter, and Shy Venus have to endure one more week of summer camp. Singing boring songs about Jesus, doing busy work for adults, and hoping God's radio can't hear them. Before they can leave the summer scouts, they got to spend 12 hours in the loneliest cabin in the woods and wait for the devil to come and live through the night or not. So it's basically our choice. But that's kind of... those probably would fit you folks in your books and vocabulary. And We Know the Devil and another game I just spoke about, Pixel Gladiator. You can pick both of these games up, folks, on Steam for $10 or $11. Now, how cheap is fucking that? Or how cheap is that, folks? And it doesn't get any better, because if you get the bundle of pixelated, if you get the bundle of Pixel Gladiator, it'll also come along with the original soundtrack. Not as much as We Know the Devil, because it doesn't have a soundtrack, but still, it's pretty badass. But back to my reviews of SMG4 and SMG4's newest video, the Mario Trip or whatever. So what could I talk about that? Well, one, I can tell that riding bikes was not my thing, I can tell you that much, and I'll tell you folks why. Actually, I will tell you folks why I don't ride bikes anymore. So there was this time I rode a bike, I kind of injured folks myself on the elbow, and my leg, and my kneecaps. But was I severely injured? No. Was I temporarily injured? No. But was it painful? Yes, it was, when you have the elbow and knee pads even on your body. And from what I've been seeing in SMG4 Mario's, from what I was seeing in SMG4's newest video called Mario's Bike Trip, there's this one thing that the 6 main protagonists or characters that SMG4 had to include have not mentioned, and that is, where's your helmets? Like, seriously, where's your equipment? Where's your kneecaps? Where's your shoulder caps? Where's everything that you need to prevent yourself from getting hurt? Because, once again, I will tell you folks this again. When I rode a bike, and I quote myself this, when I, folks, rode a freaking bike, when I was there, when all of SMG4's videos was not even made, I wore shoulder and kneecaps onto my body, and even a helmet, just to keep myself safe and I don't get hurt. So, by the time I got back to my grandparents, I did get hurt, but it wasn't as severe or majorly bad. It was just the pain that I had to wear the shoulder and the knee pads, and even the helmet, just to prevent myself to be safe. But I guess, folks, that's the moral lesson of the video that I saw from SMG4, Mario's bike trip, and that is they need to wear some shoulder and knee pads. Otherwise, it wouldn't be safe to wear bikes. And which is why, folks, I don't even do well with skateboards or even scooters because it's the same thing. You need to wear pretty much every equipment. Knee pads and shoulder pads and even a helmet on everything you ride. Like, it doesn't even matter if it's one of those like, even if you folks ride one of those cool and new paddings on, say, rollerblades, or even, folks, those helios that you folks have on your shoes. You still need shoulder and knee pads and even a helmet. But moving on, after I seen our main protagonists won sort of fair and square because Mario's team won. Right, SMG4 awarded Team Mario with a silly bell for their bike, which, by the way, folks, and I have not played Super Mario 3D World or 3D Land or whatever the hell that's called, but what I can tell you is that bell power up kind of resembles the Super Mario 3D Land or Super Mario 3D World, where Mario grabs that power up and he becomes Cat Mario, meow meow and all that jazz. Yeah, we freaking get it, buddy. But what's the whole moral lesson of that video? Well, that's why I'm folks here to tell you one last time that if you folks are planning to ride a bike, ride a scooter, ride even a skateboard, or hell, even ride a rollerblade, even ride on roller skates or those helios, you still need to prevent yourself from getting hurt. Even though it's painful to have knee and shoulder pads and even a helmet on, you still gotta wear them, even if they're painful too. So, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much all I like to share for you folks out there. And please, folks, remember that starting next year, I will be posting more community stuff about what I want to do and what you folks want me to do. This, other than reviewing my true face and true self on YouTube and on Twitch, because I won't be doing those things, period, or even at all. But what I can do is I will be doing more of these reactions, more of what Markiplier does, which is tasting and eating food, see what they taste like and whatnot, and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's pretty much all the time I gotta share for you folks out there. And all I could say is, if you folks like my content, you know the drill. Hit that like button or don't, whichever way makes you folks happy, I guess. And whatever makes me happy or unhappy, for whatever you folks do or care. But what I do care about, folks, is this: if you folks post comments in my channel, I strongly recommend you post positive comments about my content, my videos, and so on and so forth. Otherwise, if I see negative comments about me or even rumors about me and whatnot, then I will just delete them right off the bat. Or another way to put this, I will, like Thanos does in the Marvel Avengers, Infinity War and Endgame, I will snap my finger and turn most Avengers into dust. And that's it. You won't be able to see you guys' comments on my channels, period or at all. So please, positive comments about my content and videos. And as always, subscribe to help me reach my 300 sub goal or type. So and so on and so forth. And with that, I'm gonna end it here. But by saying this is yours truly, Brennan Murphy, here on YouTube, and I am also once again Brennan Diallo Koopa from, you folks may know me from my Twitch account, Brennan Diallo Koopa, as I already said this like multiple times in my videos. Remember them, folks, so you have. Remember both of them, folks, so you have to at some point, some which, some way, somewhat, some when, and of course, folks, somehow saying to you all a goodbye, a visit, fun spa, sayonara, and as the band Puya say from their hit song and album Fundamental scene go, keep it simple, alright, and goodbye.